When 17-year-old Emily Sanders vanished without a trace and her last known connection was rising star D4VD, no one could imagine the terrifying secret hiding inside his Tesla, one that would shock an entire community and leave investigators racing against time. The morning started like any other in the quiet suburban streets, with joggers on sidewalks and the faint hum of cars passing by. But in an otherwise ordinary neighborhood, something unimaginable was waiting to be discovered. Local authorities received a tip about a sleek Tesla abandoned in a dimly lit industrial lot, far from the bustling city. When the first officers arrived, the car seemed ordinary from the outside, shiny, spotless, and parked neatly, but a closer look revealed a chilling secret inside. Hidden beneath blankets and discarded items in the back seat were the remains of a teenager who had been reported missing only days earlier. The discovery stunned everyone present. Officers who had seen countless crime scenes were visibly shaken. The condition of the body was horrifying, and the careful manner in which it had been concealed suggested that the person responsible had gone to extreme lengths to cover their tracks. News of the grim find spread quickly, reaching neighbors, schools, and local media, leaving the community paralyzed with fear and disbelief. People wondered how something so horrifying could happen so close to home. Authorities immediately cordoned off the area, turning the quiet industrial lot into a high-security crime scene. Forensic teams began meticulously examining every inch of the Tesla, knowing that even the smallest detail could provide a clue. Fingerprints, residues, and traces of DNA were collected, each one a piece of a puzzle that investigators knew would be complicated and unsettling. The Tesla itself became central to the investigation. Its cameras, GPS, and internal systems could potentially hold the key to understanding the last moments of the teenager's life and the movements of whoever had abandoned the car. Every detail was scrutinized, from the angle of the seats to the faint marks on the floor, each one telling a fragment of the story. Outside the cordoned area, the community struggled to process the horror. Parents worried about their own children, while students and teenagers tried to understand how someone so young could meet such a tragic fate. Social media exploded with speculation, theories, and fear, with images of the lot and the car circulating endlessly. As investigators worked through the day and into the night, one fact became clear: this case was unlike any other. The teenager's life had been stolen in a way that was both calculated and chilling, leaving questions that demanded answers. The Tesla, now more than just a car, was a vessel of a dark mystery, holding secrets that would unravel slowly, but shockingly, and the search for the truth had only just begun. As investigators sifted through the evidence, an unexpected connection began to emerge, one that shook the case to its core. Among the teenager's last known contacts and digital activity, authorities found links to a rising music artist known online as D4VD. At first, the connection seemed circumstantial. Social media interactions shared locations and tagged posts, but the more detectives examined the digital trails, the clearer it became that the teen had been in close proximity to D4VD's circle in the days leading up to the disappearance. Surveillance footage from nearby streets placed the teen near locations associated with the artist, raising uncomfortable questions that quickly captured public attention. Fans and followers struggled to reconcile the innocence of the missing teen with the involvement, however indirect, of someone with fame and influence. The Tesla itself became even more central to the investigation. GPS data revealed a series of unusual trips over the days before the discovery. At first, the movements seemed random: abandoned streets, industrial areas, and quiet suburban roads. But when plotted together, a disturbing pattern emerged: locations that suggested planning, premeditation, and a knowledge of isolated areas. Each stop had been brief, leaving traces of movement that hinted at someone trying to cover their tracks while still maintaining precise control over the vehicle. Investigators began to treat the Tesla not just as evidence, but as a silent witness, capable of revealing where the teenager had been taken, what had happened inside, and perhaps even the mindset of the person responsible. The online world quickly became part of the investigation. Messages, posts, and interactions involving the teen and D4VD's circle were analyzed for hidden clues. Investigators discovered that some communications had been deleted or hidden, but fragments remained, painting a picture of the teen trying to reach out for help or signal danger. These traces, though small, suggested that the teenager may have been aware of a looming threat, but lacked the opportunity to escape. As the investigation progressed, the public became more fixated on the artist, fueled by social media speculation and the viral spread of images related to the case. Authorities were cautious, emphasizing that a connection did not automatically imply guilt. Yet, the combination of GPS data, surveillance footage, and digital breadcrumbs forced a closer examination of D4VD's movements. The teen's disappearance, the Tesla's mysterious journeys, and the digital traces all pointed to a chilling reality. This was not a random crime. Someone had carefully orchestrated events, and the evidence suggested that understanding the link to D4VD's circle was crucial to uncovering the full story behind the tragedy. The investigation took a sharp turn as forensic experts began uncovering hidden clues that had initially gone unnoticed. Every inch of the Tesla was examined under microscopes, ultraviolet light, and chemical tests, revealing traces of soil, fibers, and residues that didn't belong to the city streets where it had been found. These tiny details led investigators to a storage unit on the outskirts of town, a space long overlooked but now brimming with significance. Inside, they discovered belongings that belonged to the teenager: a backpack, a pair of shoes, and a smartphone wiped clean of most data. Yet even in its seemingly erased state, fragments of messages, photos, and location markers remained, providing crucial pieces of a puzzle. Each recovered item hinted at a meticulous plan, suggesting that whoever had committed the crime had spent time carefully staging and controlling every detail. The pattern of the Tesla's GPS movements, combined with the recovered items, revealed a shocking degree of premeditation. Investigators mapped each stop, connecting isolated industrial areas, abandoned streets, and quiet neighborhoods, slowly building a timeline of the days before the teen's death. The stops were not random. They formed a route designed to mislead, delay discovery, and obscure the criminal's intentions. What had seemed like erratic driving now appeared to be deliberate, almost rehearsed. Then came a breakthrough that no one had expected. A neighbor's dashcam, which had initially been dismissed as unhelpful, was re-examined. The footage, though blurry, captured a shadowy figure dragging an object near a warehouse in the dead of night. Analysts enhanced the video, extracting movements and shapes that suggested someone had attempted to conceal evidence. This single clip reignited the investigation, providing the first visual hint of the person responsible in action. It confirmed what forensic evidence had been suggesting all along: the crime had not been impulsive or opportunistic. Authorities intensified their search, linking the dashcam footage with GPS data, recovered possessions, and fragments from the teen's smartphone. Each piece built on the other, revealing a pattern of manipulation, control, and concealment. The discovery of the storage unit and the dashcam footage also raised the unsettling possibility that the teenager's ordeal had been observed and calculated from start to finish. As the investigation unfolded, it became clear that the clues left behind, though small and seemingly insignificant, were part of a carefully orchestrated chain of events. The deeper authorities dug, the more they realized that the teen's disappearance and the Tesla's journey were connected by a hidden logic. Every revelation brought new questions. Who else had been involved? How long had this plan been in motion? And most terrifying of all, what had the teenager endured during those final days before the discovery that would shock the community to its core? The investigation tightened as authorities expanded their focus, determined to uncover every detail surrounding the teenager's death. Interviews with friends, acquaintances, and anyone linked to D4VD's circle revealed inconsistencies and half-truths that raised more questions than answers. One person came forward anonymously, claiming to have observed unusual behavior in the days leading up to the teen's disappearance. They mentioned late-night trips, unexplained deliveries, and secretive conversations that suggested more than one person may have been involved. This revelation shifted the investigation from a single suspect focus to a broader inquiry into possible accomplices. Authorities realized that the crime may have been orchestrated by a network rather than an isolated individual. Meanwhile, forensic experts revisited the Tesla's built-in cameras. At first, the footage appeared mundane, showing routine movements around city streets. But upon closer inspection, analysts detected subtle details: figures moving in and out of the frame, objects being placed and removed, and faint reflections revealing hidden activity. These overlooked moments provided critical insight into the events leading up to the discovery. Investigators began reconstructing the timeline with a new sense of urgency, using digital breadcrumbs to connect disparate locations and identify patterns in the criminal's actions. Each revelation intensified the mystery, demonstrating the methodical nature of the crime. Public interest surged as news outlets and social media platforms dissected every update. The community followed the case closely, sharing theories and speculating on motives. While authorities urged caution, the pressure to solve the case grew. Investigators had to work quickly to separate fact from rumor, ensuring that their focus remained on tangible evidence. The Tesla, still impounded, continued to serve as a crucial source of information. Data from its GPS, cameras, and onboard systems provided a window into moments the human eye could not capture. A particularly shocking discovery came when analysts matched patterns from the Tesla with the fragmentary data recovered from the teenager's smartphone. Hidden messages suggested attempts to reach out for help and documented fear, implying that the victim may have been aware of the danger before it was too late. Combining this with witness accounts, forensic evidence, and GPS tracking, authorities built a picture of a carefully orchestrated operation that had been executed with precision. As the investigation progressed, it became evident that every element from digital traces to physical evidence was interconnected. The teen's disappearance, the Tesla's movements, and the involvement of multiple individuals revealed a chilling reality. This crime had been meticulously planned, executed, and partially concealed. Each new discovery tightened the noose around the perpetrators, bringing law enforcement closer to understanding the full scope of the tragedy and delivering justice for the victim whose life had been brutally stolen. The final chapter of the investigation brought a shocking culmination that no one in the community could have anticipated. Digital experts worked tirelessly to recover the teenager's deleted messages, piecing together fragments that had been thought lost forever. These messages revealed a desperate struggle, attempts to signal for help, and a growing awareness of the danger surrounding the victim. Each recovered line added urgency and clarity, showing that the teen had not been a passive victim, but had fought silently against a situation that quickly spiraled out of control. Investigators now had a clearer picture of the timeline, the movements of the Tesla, and the deliberate steps the perpetrators had taken to avoid detection. Armed with this information, authorities were able to pinpoint the exact location tied to the final acts of the crime. Search teams moved quickly, uncovering evidence that confirmed suspicions and led to multiple arrests. Confessions followed, revealing a level of premeditation and coordination that shocked even seasoned law enforcement officers. The role of D4VD, while debated, was clarified through GPS logs and surveillance footage. The Tesla, although linked to the artist, had been manipulated and misused by others. It became clear that fame and access to technology had been exploited in ways that no one could have foreseen, turning the car into a tool for an unthinkable crime. The aftermath left a lasting impact on the community. Families, schools, and local authorities grappled with the horror of what had occurred, reflecting on how easily trust can be betrayed and how vulnerable young people can be in the digital age. Public discussions intensified around safety, online connections, and the risks of social media interactions, prompting new initiatives aimed at preventing similar tragedies. Online communities, once consumed by speculation, faced a sobering reality that went beyond theory and rumor. While the teenager's life had been cut short, the investigation highlighted the importance of meticulous detective work and the power of digital forensics in uncovering hidden truths. Each clue from GPS traces to partially deleted messages contributed to unraveling the carefully orchestrated crime. The arrests provided a sense of closure, but the emotional and psychological scars on the community lingered. In the end, the case served as a chilling reminder of how quickly ordinary life can be disrupted by violence and deception. It exposed the dark intersection of technology, fame, and human malice, leaving viewers to reflect on the hidden dangers that exist even in seemingly safe environments. The teenager's story, though tragic, became a catalyst for awareness and vigilance, ensuring that the lessons learned from this harrowing case would not be forgotten.